Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for some more Japanese tank gameplay. As you can see, this is going to be the first good battle I've had in my Ho-Re production model. This is a battle from 11 December 2017, and yes, I realize I'm driving my Type 61 right now, but don't worry, unfortunately that won't be an issue for very long, and we'll get to the Ho-Re production quickly enough. So I started out in the Type 61, as you can see, because I was very, very close to spading it out, and I wanted to get the research bonus for spading it out, as well as just spading it out to begin with. And as is very usual on this map, most of the team is going to A, and that's usually, actually for once, that's not a problem that most of the team is going there, because they can pretty quickly react to the B point, and a lot of the fighting is going to happen in the city here, which is alright, because that's where the bulk of the capture points are. A and B are between either side of the city, so that's actually a good thing. I will tend to go for the B point from this side of the map, because you can get to there pretty quickly, and you're protected from the sniper ridge as long as you make it past this first little pass. And it's also a great... you have a great probability of getting hits if you put artillery right where I just did. And then you can basically have a protected side. They can drive up to you, of course, if they want, and come in from that little spot right behind me, but for the most part, they camp up there on the sniper ridge, and you won't see too many of them, because most of them will also go to the A point.
Most of the strategic zones are captured.
So I got the first capture down. I'm waiting to see if I'm going to get any hits on the sniper ridge with my artillery there. And I can hear guys and see guys getting shot and marked on the map right behind me here, so I'm going to turn around and head back as a little T-114 comes up right off to my side there. He's obviously engaged with somebody, so I'm trying to get in here and lend a little bit of assistance. He kills one T-44-100. I get a good crippling shot on the second one. And then our little buddy's going to drive up behind him and give him a fine how do you do with his little Heat FS launcher there. I'm tempted to get the T-114. I just don't know. I don't really have a great research need for it with my American lineup, but it does look like it would be fun. Take a peek up on the sniper ridge here to see what's hiding up there. Drive forward, spot an enemy up the road, and just before my gun can stabilize, I see the shot's going to come through. I don't know what my shot hit there, except apparently those light poles. And I realize he's going to get a reload in before I am, so dump my smoke. Got a ricochet off of him, dumped the smoke, and tried to maneuver through the smoke to get away, and he just timed his shot right, apparently, and killed me out. So then it was time for the Ho-Re production.
Another zone captured, we have the advantage. Attention to the map!
So I meant to say T-44-100, which of course my message was probably a little confusing there, but at least it doesn't really matter if it's a T-34-100 or a T-44-100, it's going to get the message across to the team that there's somebody on A they need to worry about. So I'm making my way back to the A point to deal with that T-44-100 that had shot me and hopefully take the A point back. And obviously there is another T-44-100 still alive on the A point. I can just barely see him, can't quite get the gun stopped and stabilized in time to get a shot at him. Didn't want to wait and risk a shot here, so I hoped that he would pull back out again and probably come down this main road. And then I'd be able to deal with him when he exposed himself again. And then, whoops, accidentally encountered this IS-6 who tanked my shot and then destroyed my gun barrel. And I thought, well, that's it. I'm done for here. But I finally did get the... I had figured out the reverse, the super speed reverse for the whole reproduction, and I put it into good use here. And I was actually going to use this video as a bonus footage for an upcoming Japanese video solely based on this part alone. And then that ended up being a good battle overall with the whole reproduction, because I really thought I was dead here. And then I managed to throw the thing into high-speed reverse and get away from the IS-6, and he didn't chase me for some reason. But I thought it was hilarious. I was going to put like some funny music to this and everything anyways as I threw it into reverse and ran all the way away to the hills and the edge of the woods here. And actually escaped from the IS-6. I'm cracking up the whole time as I'm driving away here. Threw on the repair, start marking the IS-6 for the team, and wait to get repaired again. I finish up my repair, I spot the IS-6 moving up ahead of me from left to right, wait for my reload to finish, and then try to take advantage of him being more or less behind a hill and drive up and get a shot on him. Hesitated for a second because I wasn't sure if I wanted to commit to it, but he's not looking for me anymore, and I don't know why, or he's looking for me off to the side. At any rate, I do get the gun into position just before he can get his gun on me, and I get a kill on him. And that right there, I thought, that's going to have to be a bonus footage for something, because that whole sequence was just hilarious. So you can see right there, I actually did save it. I actually briefly considered putting that on Thunder Show myself, too. He's talking about something else in the comments, in the chat, about that is going on the Thunder Show, but I actually thought about putting this up for the Thunder Show too, but it's alright, we'll just use it for this video instead.
Another zone captured, we have the advantage.
So you can see an obvious German machine gun firing from just over to the left there behind this, behind that building. It turns out beautifully, it's a Yag Tiger, and I've got a great reverse shot on him and finish him off for my second kill with the whole reproduction. Which stops him from firing into our spawn, which made the kill that much better. And then I come around the corner on this road here. Got a ZSU-57 driving out in front of me. His first or second shot, of course, takes out my engine, but at least he sat still long enough for me to get a good APC-BC round into his turret and kill him. Thankfully, the only damage he did was to my engine, not to my gunner or my crew or my reload or anything, which allowed me to get a good follow-up shot on the T-44 coming up behind him. And then if you're listening in your left ear, you're going to hear somebody coming up. It's a PT-76 who is going to put some decent damage into me, but thankfully not anything too serious as I'm finishing my repair. Although, why he didn't drive up alongside of me or drive up beyond me, I'm not sure. He must have been scared of me repairing, which I did do, and then thankfully he also didn't reverse in time to get away from me, and I was able to finish him off for another kill with the whole reproduction. And coming up here, I noticed somebody getting marked. I look, I realize that, oh, that's got to be an enemy right there. And right about here, my replay file corrupted. So you're going to get the rest of this battle, unfortunately, in an actual recording from a replay instead of the live game and live commentary, because unfortunately the file from this point on just didn't. It failed. It corrupted. In a moment during the replay, I realized that it'd be better for you guys to be able to see, rather than do it cinematically like this, where you can't actually see what's going on and you have no kill feed. I'll turn the GUI, the GUI back on again in a second here. Now, unfortunately, a teammate had just called out that there was a T-54 shooting into our spawn, so I was turning to head back towards our spawn to kill the guy. They'd marked him on the map, and I accidentally kind of drove in front of the IS-6 there, who kind of killed me. And this is where I turned the GUI back on so you guys can at least see the kill feed and the mini-map and kind of see what's going on without the team chat. And I turned it back off briefly, but it'll turn back on in a second. Here's the T-54 that they were talking about. I happened to get a perfect shot into his ammo and detonate him with the M41, which was a very pleasing kill. But that was 6 quick kills with the whole reproduction there, and we'll get the rest of the battle now. This is where I left the GUI on for the rest of the time, so you can at least see the kill feed down to the left and the minimap to the right, along with my running score tally across the bottom. So it was 6 kills with the whole reproduction, and then another 7th kill so far with the M41 against the T-54 who was shooting into our spawn. So as I'm rolling back up towards the A point, hoping to not encounter the same IS-6, I got a bad shot into his turret there that didn't do anything, and before I could make it around the corner to escape, he got a follow-up shot into my engine. So I came back in the Type 60 and enjoyed a little bit of success in the Type 60 as well. My Japanese SPGs did alright for me this battle. So you can see an enemy getting marked up there in the smoke, so I know someone is up there. I'm waiting for the smoke to clear or for me to get a hit with my spotting rifles to figure out where they are, because I definitely don't want to waste any shots here with only 10 available. And with only 5 maximum that I can reload. Definitely not something I want to just go guessing. And then I spot the Panther II, rather, behind that building. So waiting for him to come up where I can see him. Waiting for any indication. I'm not sure where he is yet. Now, I can't see the T-44-100 that you can see off to the left now. Did get a spot on the Panther when our guy shot at him. Got a couple hits into him there, took out some of his crew. He dropped smoke, but I know I've killed his frontal driving and bow gunner crew, so I was about to take more shots at him, but then I noticed the T-44-100 here and realized he's driving right up to our spawn. So I got a real good shot into him and then gave him a couple of follow-ups. And then turned my attention back to our Panther, who I assumed had not moved, but I couldn't actually see him to be sure. So used a little bit of spotting rifles here to verify that he was in fact still there. I was shooting a bit low, of course, because I couldn't quite tell where he was. And start taking some machine gun fire, which was not something you really want to experience in the Type 60. Finally, got a good follow-up shot into it that took him out, and I've got 2 rounds left now for the Type 60, and unfortunately they're both in the secondary gun. So I could see that I took a hit from somebody up here. I couldn't tell exactly what it was. I used the spotting rifles to get a hit on him, and then he notices the hits and he pulls forward. And I wish I'd gotten the chat here, because there was some kind of funny back and forths going on with guys from the other team. Nothing hostile or no salt or anything, just funny back and forth conversations, but unfortunately they're kind of lost to the ether, because I don't really remember what they all were. I know that somebody from the other team subscribed to me during this part of the battle, but I just can't remember who it was, unfortunately. But thank you, new subscriber. So I could see this IS-2 up here getting marked. I'm trying to get one of my long-range shots off on him. Take a hit, which took out my commander from the IS-2 that I had been shooting at, and backed off again to kind of try and relocate and hopefully get a shot into him if I could, while being as hull down as possible.
It serves him right.
I got a decent hit into him, but not really enough to be too excited about. I'm down to 1 round now. I know I'm never going to make it to a capture point. So I'm essentially deciding I'm going to fire off my last round at the first enemy I see here, and then I'm just going to J out and come back in a different vehicle, whatever I have available. And once I take a hit that sets me on fire from the Tiger 2 here, I thought, that's it, I'm done for, and then realized I can, in neutral, back down this hill, which gives me just enough momentum to turn the gun towards him. Get the gun up on him, fire my last round off, actually get a hit on him and break his tracks, and then I J'd out because there was no point anymore in sitting around. Now, I really don't have any ammo left, even though it's showing 1. I did not actually have any ammunition left. That was all 10 shots. So, come back in the trusty old Kika here with the 500 kilo bomb. I have not quite unlocked the 800 kilo, although I can't wait to do so. It should really be an effective, at least one-shot delivery cast platform then. I'm coming back in. I know I've got targets at C, I've got targets at B, I've got targets at A, I've got targets at the middle right next to our spawn, so essentially I'm looking for that Tiger that had killed me, as I see him shooting at me, but then I see the IS-2 who had been shooting at me in our spawn come in to drop the bomb on him. He actually hit me with something there from the front. I got a real good hit into him, set him on fire. He says in chat he doesn't have FP, and I'm thinking, well, good, there's going to be my 10th kill for the battle. And as this HO-229 comes up on me from underneath and gets some hits into me, I'm going to try, and I'm J'ing out now just to get back in my KI-67 as fast as possible to come and drop more bombs on the enemies that I know are near our back near our spawn. And the game just took so long to spawn me back in the KI-67 that as soon as I got spawned in, there wasn't enough time to actually make it back to the battle, unfortunately. Which was too bad. And the IS-2's fire just burned for like the next 7 days, and he did actually explode and die, but it was right after the battle had ended. So you'll see him in the kill feed, but you'll notice here I ended up with 9 kills and 1 assist and didn't actually get credit for the kill there. Still, it was a pretty fun battle and a real good rampage with the Ho reproduction. I had 2 more battles after that night where I had 7 kills and no deaths, and you'll see right at the very bottom there's the kill with the Kika on the IS-2, but didn't count. Anyway, that was the first really good battle I had with the Ho reproduction. I think I'm really going to enjoy it. I had multiple battles with 7 or 8 kills and no deaths last night, so we'll see you guys soon for more War Thunder. Thank you for stopping by and checking this one out. Have a great day, everybody.